In this video, you'll get to see another paramotor discovery flight, this time with my experienced aviator friend Bob. Bob has decades of aviation experience piloting numerous types of military helicopters, and he's also flown fixed-wing aircrafts as well. Bob and I met up at Santa Teresa Airport 30 minutes prior to our scheduled departure time so that I could talk with him about relevant information that would help him make the most out of his discovery flight. We discussed basic maneuvers and the inputs to make on the controls to execute those maneuvers. We also discussed things to avoid doing, like pulling both brakes simultaneously. There was something that Bob did prior to our flight that I respected and appreciated. In spite of him having thousands and thousands of hours of experience, he asked me to talk with him as if he had none. It's obvious that students have expectations of their instructors, but instructors need to insist that students be receptive to their instructions. So thank you, Bob, for being so open and willing to learn. Before rolling the footage of our discovery flight, I ask that you take note of the temporary wingtip collapse shortly after the wing inflates during the takeoff. There are instances where takeoff should be aborted if an asymmetric collapse happens. However, with a few pumps to the brake on the side of the collapse, the glider recovered beautifully and a safe launch was completed. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy the video and I'll roll the footage. Okay, so now from the clip-in process, the A's, which are the red lines, stay on top. This is going to be fed in right here. That's going to keep it out of the wheels. And then because we're flying tandem, it goes up to the front carabiner. This is the A assist that I mentioned, and we can go over this more in detail later. Now I'm going to move the trike and look for about equal tension on each side. I'm going to go ahead and get in first. Do you remember the two clip-in points, the shoulder straps?
Yeah. Perfect. Ready?
Now that I'm in, you can go ahead and climb on in.
Okay.
All right. Clear prop. Very nice. All right, so remember just to keep your feet nice and loose on the pegs. Then we'll go ahead and take off. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Looks like clear left, right, and above.
Good. There we go. We got the tailwind. So as mentioned, we're going to go ahead and make our way to the left.
Left.
And everything checks out. One of the things that we always want to make sure we do when we fly is kind of always keep an eye out for that motor out landing area in the event that we would ever need it. I think that's common in aviation to always try and look for your options.
Yeah.
We're going to stay at this altitude until we're well clear of the airport.
You don't have any type of altimeter, right?
I'm sorry?
You don't have any type of altimeter, right?
Actually, my watch does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just gives me MSL. Are you hearing me okay, or do you want me to turn your volume up?
Nope, I hear you fine.
Good, good. So as I'm flying straight along, my hands are essentially doing nothing, right? They're just my hands are just kind of hanging out right here. Because the direction that this propeller turns, I hold a little bit of right brake pressure, because if I don't, and I go to full power, right, it'll start to give a little bit of a left turning tendency, really slow. So I just keep a little bit of right brake pressure.
That counteracts a gyroscopic tendency.
Exactly. All right. This is a good height to start to demonstrate some of the turns.
All right.
So we'll go ahead and start with a left turn. I'll do it by myself this first time, then I'll do one by myself to the right. And then if you get it, you'll just go ahead and reach your hands back and place yours on top of mine. But I'll go ahead and start.
Oh, do it by yourself first?
Yep.
Okay.
But go ahead and watch on the left-hand side. My right hand is going to do nothing, so just watch this left-hand side. As I make a turn, I'm going to keep the same amount of throttle. I'm not going to increase throttle, decrease. I'm just going to keep the same.
So to start this turn, I'm just going to simply pull on this left side right to about there, and I'm going to hold it. Now we're just doing a nice, shallow, left banking turn. We'll exit on this 180. As we exit on the 180, I'm going to kind of monitoring it and bringing it up slowly. After we practice turns, I'll show you what happens when you exit a turn too quickly. It's nothing dangerous. It's just a demonstration. Now I'm going to turn to the right. I'm working against the torque of the engine. Once again, keeping the motor, as you see the throttle right here at the same RPM setting. I'm going to go ahead and pull a little bit of right. And I find that to be a good spot for the turn that I want. So I'm just keeping it right there as we make our way around 180 degrees. Back towards the south. And as I come to my turn point, I'm going to start to exit before I reach that 180 degrees. So slowly releasing it. It's like my hand is still pulling and we're like, you may think we're level, but we're not quite yet. I'm just going really slow on the exit. So it's just like that. Let me demonstrate to you really quickly if I exit a turn quickly. So I'll go to the right as if I was doing a turn. And let's say I quickly exit it. I'm just going to bring my hand up. We're going to roll to the left a little bit. It's going to roll back to the right. These are oscillations. So I need it to be a little bit bigger than that to really demonstrate how to stop it. So we're going to do it at about that rate. Now watch my right hand. As this wingtip comes back up, I'm going to start to pull right there and pull and hold and slowly release it. You see that? It stops the oscillation. The problem that a lot of people have is they end up, doing it at the incorrect timing. I'll demonstrate really quickly what the incorrect timing looks like by doing another right turn, and then I'll just kind of release up off of it. And let's say instead of when the glider is coming up, I'm going to do it when it comes back down. Like they're like, I'm going to do it now. No, that's the wrong time. You're just going to make that oscillation stronger. But I'm going to pull that and stop that oscillation real easily. So just remember, as that right wingtip is coming up, and I'll demonstrate it one more time. We've got to establish the swinging. Once it's down on this side, right, now I'm going to say, no, sir, we're going to stop it right there. Just like that. So I'm pulling I'm pulling on the same side as the wingtip is rising. Same thing with the left. You can stop it on either side. It doesn't have to be the right. Here we go again. We're rocking. Once this wingtip comes down and starts to go back up, it's going to start to go up right. Now I'm going to pull it and say, whoa, buddy, just stay right there. Just like that. All right. So I'm going to climb a little bit, and then I'm going to have you raise your hands back and just lightly place them on top of mine so you can kind of feel the tension and how much tension I'm going to create for a turn. Man, it is a nice night.
Yep, beautiful.
All right, so go ahead and reach your hands back, and then go ahead and put them right there. Yep. And then same thing with the other side. We'll go inside.
Inside?
Yep, just like that.
Okay.
Perfect. So now we're going to do a left-hand turn. So we're going to pull this way, and we're going to, it's a Bodie glider, which is great for starting out. But you can feel that brake pressure. It's quite a bit of brake pressure to create that turn. We're going to exit on the 180, and we're going to start the exit a little bit sooner, maybe 165-ish. So now we're going to start to slow up on that pressure and still hold it a little bit right there and then go up. That's going to make sure that we don't exit with oscillation. Nice and smooth, just like that. Now we're going to do one to the right. Pulling a little bit of that right brake, keeping that left hand up, right on. And we might even need a little more pull on the right because of the torque. As we make our way around towards the sunset. We'll try and exit right at that big ball of fire.
What are you doing over here, though? Keeping it up?
Yep. Yeah, the opposite hand just keeps itself up.
Okay.
And so we're slowly letting it up, nice and gently keeping a little bit of pressure on the exit, and then we can just go all the way up, and now the glider's nice and stable without us needing to do anything. one of the things that can happen is mentioned on the ground is the weather can sometimes create those oscillations. So a little bit of rocking is no big deal, but if you hit a little turbulence in the air, it can create that rock. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you have the controls. I will keep the throttle, and we'll go ahead and do a turn to the left. The controls are yours. You can go ahead and do
the controls.
All right, controls are yours. We can do a turn to the left starting whenever you want. See Tom way down there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
10 o'clock low.
Yep, exactly. All right. See, with how gradual you're doing it, it doesn't invite oscillations. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's much more sensitive than I thought it would be.
Yeah. When it comes to this right turn that you'll do here in a second, just remember you might need a little bit more pull to counteract the torque.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and start your right-hand turn whenever you're ready.
We're right. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Takes a heavy hand. When flying your glider, if you're flying a glider designed for solo operation, they turn much faster. As mentioned, these bigger gliders are boaty intentionally because they're ideal for learning on.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes, yeah. Too early, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can feel the little bit of the oscillation when you release it a little early. All you need to do sometimes is to apply a little bit of the pressure at the correct moment. So I'm going to take the controls.
Okay.
I've got the controls.
You have the controls.
So what we're going to do this time is I want you to once again place your hands on mine this time. So go ahead and read. Yep. And we're going to do some oscillations. And I want you to do the pulling when you think it's appropriate. I also have the controls so it can't get it, crazy.
Okay, I see.
So I'm going to go ahead and start by pulling on this side. And then I'm going to pull on this side a little bit just to get there quicker. And then I'm going to pull on this side, and then I'm going to do nothing. So I want you to stop the oscillation. And then pull on that side. There you go, just like that. And then release to bring it to a nice controlled stop. Good, we're going to do that again. I'm going to climb a little bit. When somebody gains experience, they just do it like not even thinking about it. It's just so instinctive, I suppose.
Right.
So what I want you to do is kind of keep an eye out on either the right or the left wingtip.
Okay.
And then pull on that one side as it's coming back. So let's go ahead and start the oscillations again. All right, and I'll let you take it from here. Nice pull right there, and a little pull right there, so we bring that horizon nice and level. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, I'm going to do that again. Pull this way. All right, the controls are yours. I've got coverage. Then if it's coming up down on that side, see that right there, and then you want to release before it starts to turn again.
Right.
Very good. That was a lot better.
Yeah.
There we go. We're going to do it again.
All right.
All right, now you can fix it.
Right.
And a little on that side.
A little more. Okay.
There he goes. Right on. All right, go ahead and turn us back towards the airport.
Okay. Clear it up.
I'm going to give you the controls. Controls are yours.
I have the controls.
great turn.
Thank you. Better. I think you're being kind.
No, genuinely, that was a really good turn. You turned assertively, not aggressively, but assertively, and came out straight and level. Feel free to do some turns, nice controlled turns as we make our way back.
Okay. All right. You're right. Yeah, there is a real pronounced difference between right and left, isn't there?
Yeah. And you can feel the glider sometimes has that tendency to want to come back up even though you're still pulling pressure. It's almost like this pendular effect.
It's so relaxing. Too bad you can't fly this at night.
I know it, yeah. Absolutely. We have the 30-minute rule allowing us to fly past sunset, which we might just squeak it in barely. But that would require a stroke, which I've yet to put on this.
Yeah. You want me to aim kind of a little to the left so you can do a face into...
No, actually, we're going the perfect direction, and when we get a little bit closer, we'll go ahead and transfer the controls.
Okay.
Then I'll bring us on in.
Yeah, this almost lulls you to sleep, doesn't it?
Say again?
This almost lulls you to sleep. It's more relaxing. Jesus,
yeah,
like floating.
For sure, absolutely.
Like they say, you know, hours and hours of boredom and split seconds of stark raving terror.
Right.
Oh, it's been very educational, formative. I learned a lot here today already.
Good. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you don't need to look at the wingtips at all. You can really just feel the amount of bank angle that where it is in that swing, and then instantaneously correct. All right.
Feel it in the seat of your pants.
All right, I've got the controls.
You have the controls?
I have them. All right. So we're just going to make our way this way.
Oh, a little more, right? Okay, sorry.
No. This was perfect. You put us right where I wanted us. Now we're just kind of entering our own little ultralight pattern.
Is this kind of a downwind here?
Yeah, you know, the wind is super light. So we could either come in, we're just going to come in from this direction.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The beauty of having wheels. If you're foot launching, you don't really have an option. You're going to definitely want to go into the wind. All right, so go ahead and lean your head to the left once again. Perfect. That way I can have nice, clean visuals on it.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll kind of talk you through what I'm doing as we're coming into land. I think that's Oren. Yep, that's Oren down there in his Cessna.
Is it down there at the fuel pump?
Yeah, at Lee Boone. So I'm going to go ahead and flare once we get just a few feet off the ground. We're nice and stable. Perfect.
How are you going to flare?
By pulling both brakes at the same time, right? Yeah, that was great. I will take that every day.
Yep.
So we caught a little bit of a crosswind when we were taking off. One of the wingtips actually came in, give a little power to taxi back.
Did it? Oh, I didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right on. That was an awesome landing. I'm patting myself on the back after this.
That was beautiful.
And I'll kill the engine before the glider does eventually come down. I've got a front brake that I'm able to use. And I'm going to start to pull the brakes here, and it's going to fall to one side, and then I'm going to stuff the brake on the left to try and help keep it off that leading edge, just like that.
What do you mean stuff the brake?
So on my right hand, to the right, what I do is they say stuff the brakes on pushing it down. That way it cups the right side of the glider, like as if it was doing a right turn, so it helps that right side fall back instead of falling forward onto the leading edge. We always want to protect the battens within the glider.
Sure.
Man, that was awesome.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was great. Okay, I'm out.